Bonjour! Hello, how you guys doing? It is Monday, May 22nd. It is in the afternoon. Today is the hottest day of the year so far for us. It's in the 90s, which we don't normally get the 90s in the May month here in Oregon. So not really loving that. Not looking forward to the heat. I don't like heat. I don't like cold and I don't like heat, so I prefer spring and fall. Thank you very much. I don't know if I would be a snowbird, but I don't know. I think for the most part we live in a pretty normal mid-range state for weather, but last year was pretty hot. We don't normally get over about a dozen days in the 100s, but I don't like it really above 70. So I guess my body temperature doesn't deal with the heat well. My mom had the same problem, but even more extreme, that she would literally get physically sick when it was summer and she was out in the heat. So yeah, I don't prefer cold because I get cold limbs and I have a hard time getting my limbs warmed up, but I don't like the heat either. I just don't like the heat. So anyway, I hope your May has been going good so far. I know this was the month for May Stitch Mania. I did not participate because starting a whole ton new starts is incredibly intimidating for me. I like to stick to one project, maybe two. In a rare case, like right now, I will be working between 3. I have a hard time switching between symbols and relearning a new chart. I really like just sitting down with one and just stitching all the way through, but I'm trying to kind of modify my habits for you guys. You know, FlossTube has changed me. I went from stitching on one project to stitching between 3 projects now. I am constantly have it on my brain that I have to stop working on this one because I need to get progress on a couple different ones. Never ever thought that before, but you know, I have my progress pics to show now. Have you guys depending on me. FlossTube has also done some weird things to me in addition to that. I will be talking to myself out loud as if people are listening to me. I was walking in Walmart the other day and I was just literally talking to myself out loud as if I was doing a video, talking to you guys. And I realized, oh, there's people around looking at me like I'm a Looney Tune. I've got to watch that. I have to watch this. I've had a tendency to talk my way through cooking dinners because I have a hard time sometimes getting through projects, so I will start talking to myself through it to kind of motivate myself. I'm finding myself doing that even more now. The only thing I will take as a positive away from that is one of my dreams has been to do a cooking show, and I have the name of my cooking show already chosen. We'll see if that ever pans out or not. But I think I could do it. I think I could. It would be a gluten-free cooking show. And I think it would be a success. I think. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and show you my progress on my projects this week. I will show you my Pretty Little Washington where I was last week, here. And this is the progress I made this week. So I've got most of the Washington Memorial now put in. I've got this group of dogwood trees and this group of dogwood trees. And now I'm working on the Museum of Natural History there. That's almost done. So I'm probably 70% done with this picture. I think I could probably finish it if I really pushed on it this next week, week and a half. I think I could get that done. I think it's turning out really, really cute. And this is my minder I'm using for this picture this week. I switched it out just because I like him. Those of you who know Doctor Who know that the 11th Doctor in the 6th season, I do believe, he visited the White House. and that's when the whole silence was introduced, which I don't like, by the way. But anyway, yeah, I decided to use him on there. I'm happy with this picture so far. I was actually surprised I was able to get any progress done on my stitching at all this week, because as you will recall, last week in my video I showed you a number of finishes, and then I showed you a bunch of my fabric stash. I was having to hold that up really weird and awkward to get it to where you could see the fabrics, and I got my shoulder out really, really, really bad. So I had a headache for about 6 days straight, and I had to wear my arm in a sling for multiple days because my arm was just pulling and dragging down so far. Even as I'm sitting here, you can literally see this arm is like up higher and this arm is kind of like sloping. I mean, it's not as bad as it was, but it was really, really bad. This is like the first day I feel like I can actually move my arm. So yeah, I'm not doing that again. I'm going to try some different methods. I have devised a plan. We will see how it works out. Okay, so I was able to work a little bit this week by propping my Q-snap up high so that I didn't move my arm a lot. Got my progress on my Pretty Little Washington, and then I started working on my Hate again, Innocence by Nini Thomas. Picture here. I was not happy with it before. I was stitching it 2/1 on the 22 count. I didn't like it. My stitches looked horrible up close. I didn't like the color very much. I tried experimenting with the 1/1 on the 22 count this last week. I wasn't happy with the coverage, so I did what my mom suggested. I tried it on the 18 count, 2/1 on the 18 count, and I'm finally feeling happier with it. I'm still not loving the colors because it doesn't make sense that this would be the color of the sky, but I'm going to stick with this and go with it because the stitching is a lot quicker and easier. I can pull my stitches really, really taut on the Aida. I don't have to worry about my stitches terribly much because of the size of them, but these stitches are looking worlds better than on the 22 count. So I'm finally happy with this, and now I feel like I can finally just push through and finish working on it. I hope this light isn't causing a problem. I've got some direct sunlight coming through the window. And this is the needle minder I chose for this project, my little pretty purple woodpecker. I really liked it on that one. Sometimes you think, a minder will work on a project, you put it on there and you're like, no, just not feeling it. This one finally, I felt it. Alright, so I will show you my one new little stash requisition, if you will, for this week. Although I got it about 3 weeks ago, and the person sent me a replacement because it wasn't really done the best. So anyway, this is Designs by Lisa on Etsy, and it is a minder that says Instant Human, just add coffee. And this is a recycled Scrabble tile, and she puts pictures and epoxy on top. It's actually really cute. My mom got a Betty Boop one, which I thought was adorable. It's actually cuter than this one even. But yeah, I like that one. I like the size of it too. It's not too massive for a project. Happy with that. And I will link the shop down below. And then these are two, I'm just going to showcase these two because I haven't shown you before. These are two of the first ones I bought. I got these ones from Needle Attractions on Etsy. This is, careful with my arm, this one is Bilbo Baggins' door here. And the fun part is that the door opens onto the Shire. You can see that. So that's really cute. But I will probably be finding a way to fasten the door, either gluing it or putting some sticky underneath so that it will just stay shut, because it keeps wanting to pop open. And then this is one that she sent me as a freebie, the first order, and it's actually really, really sweet. It's a gorgeous little girl with a little fox. I thought that was really, really cute and sweet. Alright, I do have a couple of finishes to show you. And I'm going to use my devised plan on this because I've got to save my arm. I cannot have another week like last week's. Nope, not gonna happen. So, just pardon me for a moment while I attach this to my board. I'm using my magnets to attach. Now this is, I'm getting too much sun. Okay, so this is Ladybird by Joan Elliott, and I stitched it on Ground and Sky. I can't remember the name of it. I'm not happy with the light. Look at the sunlight. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's a really pretty blue. I'm gonna just turn it like this. It's a really pretty blue turned into a really pretty green on the bottom. All of a sudden my light is just horrible. So I'm just gonna have to hold it back here. It's not sand and sky, it's like grass and sky. I will link that shop down below. I thought that fabric looked really pretty. And this is an opalescent, and it's a 28 count Lugana. Now the only complaint I will have is a complaint that is really a complaint on my own part. I should have checked it better. And gotten a fat 1/8 in a 32 count. I wasted a lot of fabric because I got it on a fat 1/4 28 count. I could have stitched her twice if I had gotten a 32 count in the horizontal one instead. But it turned out really pretty. I'm not gonna do anything about it, but I wish I had used my brain a little bit better. But she's really pretty. That's Ladybird by Joan Elliott. I loved all the little, you know, ladybugs. I do need to affix some beads for the spots on the ladybugs because it calls for some French knots. And like I said, I don't like the French knots, so I'm going to do beads on this one. Okay, and then, so I have 3 finishes I'm going to show you today, and they are all on opal fabric. Cool, cool, cool. So this one, I'm going to tell you right off, I do not remember the name of this pattern, so I'll have to find that out and insert it in the video. But this is one that I stitched in 2015. It's got a red robin on a wrought iron post, red berries and flowers down here, and the house in the background. It's a really, really pretty picture. And there was actually a lot of, there was 2 threads over 2 and then 1 thread over 2 for the background to soften it. I thought it looked really, really pretty. And there is Krunick all throughout, sparkly 032 Krunick all throughout for the snowflakes. It's a very sparkly piece, and I did it on sparkly fabric. So, really love this one, and I will insert the information below. That's just done on a 28 count opal Lugana. White, which is a really good go-to fabric for me. I really like white a lot. I'm not into a whole ton of brownie tone fabrics. I will go for some raw linens if it fits the project right, but I don't know why, I just prefer whites a lot. And then this one, again, I should know this. I should do my research before my videos, right? I don't always do my research before my videos. And then I'm left looking kind of like an idiot. This is one I stitched in 12 or 13, I think. And this one is called Milady and the Unicorn. I'm going to have to hold this one back further. And this is on an opal Lugana again, 28 count. I really, really love this picture because you all know that I am a big Narnia fan. This looks like Jill and Jewel the unicorn. and there, that looks like Aslan's country in the background. There were some charms on this one, but I took them out because I felt they kind of made it look a little cheaper. And he had a bow blowing through his tail, and I removed that. Those of you who know Narnia know that Jewel the unicorn is a warrior unicorn, so he would not have a blowing bow in his tail. So, but anyway, I really love that. And as you can see, the stitching on her face and hands is 1/1. The horse is, I think this horse is beautiful. I love this horse. And they're really, really pretty. It took me a while to stitch it back in the day, but it's one of my favorite pictures. One of my favorite pictures I've ever stitched, so really love that. And I'll put the information below. So those are the only finishes I'm going to show you this week, just because I'm kind of running low on finishes to show you. I've really gone through a lot of them over my last 6 videos. And I know I have some more finishes somewhere, but I've misplaced them. And when I find them, I will show them. Great, my nail polish is all wrecked on this one now. Okay, so I was going to show you a couple other pieces of fabric that I had on my stash that my friend stitched. Or, my friend dyed. She went out of business a few years ago, but before she did, I got in on some good deals. I think I paid $19 for this with shipping. For this one piece. And I'm going to have to show it, just one side of it, because it's a half-yard piece. So I got $19 for a half-yard piece of this fabric. I hope my video will show up right, because the light outside is really kind of, it's a little too bright, but this is the only chance of a video I have right now. So this is a half-yard of fabric. And as you can see, my magnets aren't even holding this fabric up. It's so heavy. It's a blue and green. That's better. Blue and green, but there's a little more green in it than what's showing in the video, I think. It's a 28 count Lugana. It's a 37 by 26. And it's really pretty on both sides. I was going to try to show you. I'll just show you part. But yeah, it's really pretty. Shouldn't have done that with my arm. But yeah, this one's really nice. I'm not sure what I'm going to stitch on it yet, because like it's literally a half-yard piece. I could do anything on this, except maybe like the Last Supper or one of the hugely massive Hades that I won't even attempt. I'm working on a mini, and that's big enough for me right now. So that one. And then I also got this one from her at the same time. I think I paid $19.50 for each of these half-yard pieces, which in the big scheme of things, that's a really good deal for a hand-dyed piece of fabric, for a half-yard piece of fabric. This one is one of my favorites, and it's, alright, hang on. This one's actually really pretty. One of my favorite ones I got from her. It looks very similar to this on the back side. So, this is another half-yard piece, and it is a cashel linen. It sure looks like a cashel linen, but when I counted it, it came out at 25 count. So, I was a little disappointed that she said it was 28 count, because I thought I could do a lot more with it. But when she said it was 25, I realized I couldn't really do what I'd planned to stitch on it. But it's still really pretty, and it will be lovely for something, just not what I had originally planned. But yeah, that's a really pretty one. I was thinking, I had attempted to kit it up to do Rose of Sharon from Mirabilia. And then I realized it was going to be so big, it would basically need the entire half-yard piece. and I really don't know that I want to do that. I think that's going to be too huge because she's a big girl, and I don't really want her taking up a whole half-yard piece. I might have like a 4-inch piece or something on the side, but that wouldn't really do anything, not with the kind of stuff I stitch anyway. So yeah, a little bit disappointed with that, but it's still a lovely piece, so I'll figure something out. Here's another one. I'm only showing you 4 pieces today. Here's another one I got from her. This is one of the two or three last pieces I got from her. And I think I only paid about $4.50 for this piece. This one's really pretty. This one is a 32 count Belfast in a 12 by 22. And my original thought was to, see, look at only one hand. My original thought was to stitch 2 of the Bewitching Pixies from Nora on this one, because I think I could fit one here and one there, and even if I did them sideways. That was my thought, but I'm open to doing something else on it, because it's a really pretty piece. And it's got, let me see, it's got purple and blue in it, but it also has some pinky tones too. I don't know if you can see that. It's got some pinky tones in it. Really pretty. Really, really pretty piece. So it's just a unique size that I'll have to figure something out on, but color-wise, it's gorgeous. I keep thinking about writing this friend again off of eBay, you know, outside of eBay, and saying, do you by any chance have any more fabric? Just because I want to know. But I doubt it. She said she was clearing them all out, so. And then this is the last one I'll show you. This is, I wouldn't be waiting and I would not be taking extra time to do this if my shoulder was not giving me so much trouble right now. This is a 28 count Opal Jaslyn, which is one of my favorite fabrics. I really, really like Jaslyn. And this is a 10 by 24. Here, let me just do this. This is a 10 by 24. And I don't know if you can see the color. It's a soft pinky. It's a lot like, if you have ever seen Silk Weaver's Strawberry Milkshake. This is almost identical to what Strawberry Milkshake looks like. So anyway, that is a 10 by 24. Again, I'm going to have to see what I can do with this, but it was really pretty, and it's opal. And again, I probably only paid about $4 for this piece. So, hand-dyed. And you know, she did some pretty dyeing work, so I felt like I got a bargain on that. So anyway, that's what I was going to show you today. She hasn't sold for a couple years on eBay, so. And then the last things I was going to show you are a couple things that I had picked up on eBay in the last not terribly long. I had a hard time finding this, so my pattern that I got is kind of beat up, but I had a really hard time finding this. It's the Marbeck Regency Angel. I love this angel. She is so pretty. So pretty. And this pattern, this company has a lot of different patterns. Like on the inside of this, you can see all of their different patterns. And I actually have this one as well, and I forgot the name of it. Arcadian Angel. I have this pattern as well here. And I think my mom said she got a couple of like this one and this one and this one. But they're very pretty. I've never stitched one before because, oh, and you can see the pattern. Woo. Because it calls for a number of chronics, but it also calls for some blending filaments, which I don't typically do blending filaments. I will do chronic as in like the number 4 braid. I've even worked with some of the number 8 braid, which I don't prefer. But I've never really used the blending filaments. So, but I think she's really lovely. And I think I paid, I don't know if I got that. I finally paid about $8 on eBay for that pattern. It was like a discontinued one, and I hadn't been able to find it for a long time, and then I just grabbed it. It's probably been for sale again for even cheaper than that, but I can't do anything about that. And then this is another little one that I got, which is from the Sweetheart Tree. Sorry. And it's a teeny tweeny, number 123, and it's Blue Mountain Bunny. Let me see. Blue Mountain Bunny, and it's a really cute one. And you can use whatever color you want. I'm just gonna, you know, you can see on the back, you can just do a plain white if you want to. I'm probably just gonna pick out a variegated color at random that I like and stitch it. It's a really small little pattern. And it came with the little tiny, tiny buttons. Can you see that? You see those teeny, tweeny, tweeny, tweeny buttons? It came with those. And this would be like a day or two stitch. So, I mean, if I really need something extremely quick, that's something I can do. I'm trying to think of, oh yeah, I was going to tell you, along with this Narnia picture that I stitched, the Milady and the Unicorn, I, within the last month or two, found a picture off of Etsy that will kind of round out my Narnia stitching collection. I really wanted to stitch like a wardrobe or something like that, but I haven't found one I liked. But I did find this one right here. I love that. Isn't that awesome? It's literally called Narnia. So anyway, I found that off of Etsy, and I have put the information on that picture so you can see it. It's going to be a really quick stitch. I think it's really pretty. And that will round out my Narnia picture gallery, I think. Although I do think Clouds Factory made a Narnia picture that I might look into. I don't know. I haven't done any Clouds Factory. They're kind of cute, but I don't know that they really fit my style. Only like a rare one or two, maybe, if I find some that are exceptionally cute. I have a Doctor Who one. I don't know if I'll even stitch it, but I got it. So I may have to get the Narnia one. And I don't know what else. If they made like a Jane Austen one or something, I don't know. I'd have to look and see. But they can be kind of fun. They're just very playful and cutesy, and a little bit more cutesy than I'm into. I like elegance. I like a little more elegant, for instance. But yeah, I used to stitch more cutesy things, but my taste has definitely changed over the last decade, to where a lot of the ones I did when I was younger, I'm thinking about giving them away and just, you know, continuing on with what I have chosen for my decor now. I don't know. This is totally off topic. Totally. Those of you who are in the summer, because the summer is coming on really quickly in the United States. I have one of these. It is a necklace that goes on. I'll just do it. It goes on, and depending on where you need it, you can. I just kind of tied it in the back so that it would be slightly adjusted for me. When I'm cooking and I get really warm cooking, I'll pop that on, this little fan on. If I'm stitching and I don't want a big fan on blowing my flosses or my pattern around, I'll pop that on. It's not terribly noisy. It's called O2 Cool. You can get them on Amazon. They're what, $8 or $9. This kind of saved my life last year. I was having a lot of heat problems last year, and so it's great. And they have different colors. So, idea. I'm actually thinking about getting my sister-in-law one of those and giving it to her at her baby shower, because she's gonna have to go through the whole of August, and I imagine she won't have too fun of a time. So I'm thinking about doing that, you know, gift for baby, gift for mommy kind of thing. And so don't go and buy them all out to where I can't find one on Amazon. Don't do that. Okay. Anyway, so the sun is starting to get annoying at me right now. But I'm going to go ahead and insert one extra clip right here because I've been on this whole Narnia topic today. And I'm going to go ahead and insert a picture of something cool in my collection. Totally not Stitchy related, but it's totally Narnia related, and it's totally awesome. So I'll insert that here. Okay, I was going to try to show you this at a downward angle, but it didn't work. So I'm going to insert this video here instead. This is what I got a number of years ago, probably 8 years ago. It's the Narnia pop-up book, and it's awesome. I've got to show you this. So there's Aslan. Look at the dimensions on that. That is so cool. And I love how he just pops out of the page. It's just amazing. And then this one is the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe page. And you've got Tumnus and the lamppost and the wardrobe and the woods all around. There is so much to see in this book. It's amazing. And then you've got, did I miss one? No. You've got the horse and his boy. And you can make the horse run if you want to. It's so fun. And there's a lot of details I'm not able to show you right now, but there's a lot to this book. And then there is Prince Caspian. Yeah, Prince Caspian blowing his horn with his sword. There's Dr. Cornelius and Trumpkin the dwarf. This page always gives me a little bit of trouble closing it. It's in this part here. And then we've got the Voyage of the Dawn Treader. Look at that. You got the water splashing and you got the sails blowing. And you've even got a couple people on the deck there. And there's other parts of the pages I could pop open, but it's too hard to do it at this angle. And then you've got the silver chair with Jill and Eustace and the owls going to the tower where the Parliament of Owls is. And then my favorite page, which is the last battle. Because look at that. Look at how amazing that is. Every time I open this book, I mean, just look at how it just juts out. It just is so much to look at. There's just so much to this book. It's so fun. And there is Jewel, the unicorn. See, I knew it looked like it. So anyway, this is really fun. There are other little pages that can pop open and have little extra little parts that pop open as well. There's Reepicheep. Oh, it's just so much fun. There's so much to look at and so much to love here. You know what? I'll mention it. Several years ago, I wrote a Narnian poem. And I love the poem. I mean, I absolutely love the poem. I'm not even just tooting my own horn. I mean, if I saw anyone else had written this poem, I would absolutely love it. I shared it for Christmas the year that I wrote it, and I got tons of reactions from family members because I sent it out in the Christmas letters we send out every Christmas. And I've been considering reading it on a video. If there's anyone who would be interested in hearing it, I've wanted to get it copywritten, but I don't know that I can, simply because Narnia is a trademark. It's copywritten, and unless I got approval from the Narnia, C.S. Lewis estate, I don't think I could copyright it. But I wrote it. I love it. It's my favorite poem I've ever written. There's 3. That would be the last one I wrote. The one I wrote for my grandmother's funeral, and then that one. And I don't know if anyone would be interested in hearing it, but I'm kind of open to the idea of reading it if I get enough interest, because it's very personal to me, and I don't want to just share it with everyone if no one's interested. So anyway, let me know. Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to bug you too much with too many inserts, so I will cut off right here. Isn't that awesome? Awesome. So much fun. I have not shown it to my niece yet because I don't want her getting her fingers in it and wrecking it, but pretty soon I will. I will show that to her because I think she would be squealing and going crazy squealing. So, yeah. Anyway, I think I've shown you everything today. I don't want to drag this out too long. So anyway, I hope you all have had a good stitching week, and I hope you're all enjoying the springer weather. Spring, summer. Yeah, har. And that you're all well and happy. The frog is not visiting you, and you're loving all the stuff. So until next time I see you, probably next week. I'm kind of on a Monday routine, every Monday doing a video. Oh wait, I did want to show you one thing, and I don't think I showed it. I'm going to show you this, because after Mother's Day, one of the bouquets of flowers for my mom had died. My dad went out and he brought these in from outside, and aren't they amazing? Not only are they gorgeous, but the smell of one of these blooms, and now they're all really, really bloomy in the sun. The smell from one of these blooms was stronger than all 3 of the large bouquets combined. They are amazing. The smell of these things is absolutely, like, you can bottle it. It's awesome. So anyway, I love these flowers here with the yellow with the bright red, and I know my sun is totally messing me up here, but these look like velvet. They look like velvet. Anyway, thought I'd show them. I told my mom I was going to show you guys that. So anyway, I have those in my kitchen area, kind of helping keep the smell in the kitchen good. I shouldn't have them in the kitchen, but they're so pretty, and I spend so much time in there, I wanted to see them. So, anyway. Alright, I did that longer than I meant to. Anyway, have a good day, and I will see you next time, guys. Have fun stitching. Bye-bye. Okay, guys, I've got one more thing. One more thing. Because I just realized I went through the whole video without showing what my shirt said. That's what the shirt says. I got this shirt a number of years ago, and I've barely ever worn it, like maybe 2 or 3 times before, but I felt like wearing some color today because it's really, really bright and cheery outside. So anyway, now you know. You don't have to be in suspense and say, what does that say? You know it now. And then there was one other thing I was going to mention that I completely forgot during the video. I don't know how I did, but I mentioned this. I'm working on my Hade again, and I was showing you my needle minder, and then I noticed that right there, that dark. The only thing I can conclude that is that it was on the back of one of the needle minders, because I don't I do not get my projects dirty. So I figure one of the minders must have had something dark on the magnet that appeared. But the positive thing is I worked it out. That's going to be on the back side. I don't know why that irritates me so much, because I work so hard to keep my projects clean, and I'm going to be getting a grime guard very, very soon because I want my projects to stay clean. And then I go put a magnet on it, and it gets it dirtier than any piece I've had in months and months of working on projects. So that's just it. I'm irritated by it, but I will survive. I will survive. Anyway, just thought I would share that with you. Get those little things off my chest. No pun intended. So anyway, until next time, bye-bye.